Wow. Wow. I was excited for the show tonight. It sure did capitalize, unlike SmackDown Live from last night. Of course, I expected this to be a pretty good show, and it sure was. But wow, we're going to be going this route. And it leaves a lot of uncertainties as what the future is going to hold for Johnny Gargano. Wow. Hassan the Mighty says Johnny should have won. What's up, man? We'll get into that definitely. But guys, what is going on? This is the Club of Demand 1993 coming at you for this live review of this week's episode of NXT, the February 21st, 2018 edition of NXT, taking place from the Atlanta Center Stage Theater once again. And then Robbie also joins in the live chat. What's up, Robbie? Like I said, like SmackDown Live and Road Dogg wish they could produce a must-see main event like NXT did tonight. Definitely. But of course, Road Dogg probably wouldn't understand how to put together those pieces. And I'm sorry if I said that and if he saw that, because if not, I'm going to get blocked. If he blocks me, I really do not care. But I'm not going to go out of the way to try to get blocked by Road Dogg. But yes, we have a lot to talk about in this review. We had a pretty strong show tonight from the developmental brand as well. We had a great opening match with the Velveteen Dream and No Way Jose, and what could be next for the Velveteen Dream. Afterwards, we had a good women's match with Nikki Cross and Vanessa Bourne. We had a huge announcement from General Manager William Regal tonight of a return of a certain event that I'm kind of glad we're getting back, and also that main event and what went down there. So, as always, let's get right into it. And we have SmackDown Live has gone downhill. Oh, definitely, Hassan. That Nikki Cross theme song. Gotta love those screams. You mean, ah, ah, ah. And the Velveteen Dream is definitely really over. I will talk about him also because I posted a very interesting tweet about him tonight. But let's get right into the show, guys. So we started off with just a recap of what's been going on with Andrade Cien Almas rising as NXT champion, and how, he's been getting into the head of Johnny Gargano, and he's had the momentum on Johnny Gargano going to this match 3-0 against Johnny Gargano since he beat him at TakeOver Brooklyn 3. And once again, as I keep saying, you wouldn't think back then that a match between those two, just a match that's just give, Johnny Gargano a match on a TakeOver since his first one was a single competitor, would lead to something bigger and even help Andrade Cien Almas out as well. Man, has this been a great feud. And man, if this is the last match these guys have, hats off to them. Because not only did Johnny Gargano continue to prove himself as a babyface, but the long way that Andrade Cien Almas has come as well, proving especially at TakeOver Philadelphia that Andrade Cien Almas can be a main event star. So I got to give hats off to him as well, as this feud has been awesome. And if this is the last match, then it was well worth watching all four of the matches. So let's get right into it. So again, like I said, they were just, hyping up for that match tonight. So then we had the first match, which was the Velveteen Dream taking on No Way Jose, which I'm surprised No Way Jose has been used a lot more recently. What happened to No Way Jose in the fall of last year? Why were they not using him on TV so much? I was very confused as to why they kept him off TV so much for some reason. But anyway, so No Way Jose and Velveteen Dream had a pretty good match, I felt. And there's another, more, experienced star to help Velveteen Dream continue to get the momentum that he has gotten ever since his match again at TakeOver War Games as Aleister Black, which that match was booked as, Dream may have lost the match, but he pretty much won the war because he got Aleister Black to say his name. Say my name! Say my name! YouTubers, Robbie, Hassan, say my name. I had to get into it a little bit, guys. But this match was pretty fun. It looked like Jose was gonna finish him off with that that finisher he does where he just throws him up in the air and throws a little baseball sucker punch into his face. But instead, the Velveteen Dream countered it with a really nice looking drop kick to the Death Valley Driver, and then he goes up top and he hits that sick looking purple Rainier again. With how big, well, he's not really big as in heavier than him, but with how tall Velveteen Dream is and just the height he gets on, that he gets on that jump again. I just cannot rave enough how much I love when I watched him do that purple rainmaker finish. He hits it on No Way Jose to pick up the victory. So again, he's just been slowly even rolling, becoming more of a star ever since that great, possible match of the year contender he had with Aleister Black at TakeOver War Games, as he again is going to be somebody big by the end of the year. And the promo he cut afterwards, he picks up a microphone and the crowd is chanting for him. They're chanting for a heel. A heel is over. And he starts proclaiming himself the male competitor of the year, overall competitor of the year, and match of the year. Nobody cares about Asuka, Aleister Black, or Tyler Bate, since his name is on the tip of everyone's tongue tonight. And if you can't see that, the Velveteen Dream doesn't have time for you. Once again, though, he was over, and NXT is continuing to put more momentum on the Velveteen Dream, making him over as heck. He's a heel, but the WWE is not afraid to still roll with it. As I feel, probably by the end of the year, he'll probably turn face. There's no doubt about it. I feel that Velveteen Dream could be a baby face by the end of the year, and maybe in strong contention for the NXT Championship. Just think about, about a year and a half, 2 years ago, he was Patrick Clark, who's more of just he showed up once in the blue moon. Like, all right, this guy was like, he's can be something, but he's not anything yet. I thought at first this whole Velveteen Dream gimmick was going to be a little, corny and awkward, but man, did that feud with Aleister Black just get the wheels rolling for him big time. He's only 22 years old last time. I think he's only 22. Yeah, 22 years old. So it's once again another young upstart just rolling with it. I can't wait to see what they do with him. And he keeps calling out Tyler Bate, and they had like a backstage segment afterwards where I guess Velveteen Dream was asking for a drink of water from Tyler Bate, and he said, "Here, I'll give you some." So he just shoves the water into the Velveteen Dream's chest and gets him all wet and walks away. So it looks like, I didn't predict this on my predicted card, but it looks like we could be going for a match between Velveteen Dream and Tyler Bate at TakeOver New Orleans. I'd be for it. Some fresh, some different, another new opponent to give Velveteen Dream, and also Tyler Bate, who's looking to take on different opponents besides just the ones in the United Kingdom division as well. So I look forward to see where that goes. Let's see what's here. I think Andrade almost weighs less than 200 pounds, so he could be on 205 Live. Well, 205 Live does continue to be as good as it is. I wouldn't have a problem with that, but he had a really strong showing in the Rumble, so I kind of hope they don't put him on 205 Live. They're going to limit, if they're still limiting people to the Cruiser division. I miss Robbie's comment of, "Sorry, No Way Jose, you're a good talent, but you're not Velveteen Dream. Hashtag dream over." So yeah, Sienna will probably be on Raw. Do I want an ice cream bar with Zelina Vega's face on it? You're damn right, Robbie. I'm not even joking. I was so close to trying to find that photo of Zelina Vega wearing that DIY shirt that you showed me on Twitter like about a month or so ago. I was so close to trying to taking that and putting that on an ice cream bar as a wrapper and sending it to you as just to be funny, just as editing. But I didn't have the time to do it in the end today. But obviously, here's this Zelina Vega ice cream bars, everybody. What if NXT throws a big curveball and gives us Dream versus Andrade for the title TakeOver New Orleans? If they do it, I'd be cool with that. I think they're going to probably go with Almas and Black, though, but I'd be cool with Dream getting a title shot at this point. Imagine how over Dream would be if he wins a title and beats the guy who sent Johnny Wrestling packing from NXT. Once again, if it's going to cause him to turn lead into a babyface turn, then I'm all for that. But yeah, we'll see what happens here. But right now, it looks like he's more heading towards a match with Tyler Bate at TakeOver New Orleans. But you're right, though. He's starting to get up there. And came to a point where it's there's not too many more, too much more he has to do to really, get over as more than he is right now already to, be in the talk for the title contention. I'd say at least by TakeOver Brooklyn 4, maybe. If the earliest, I say he'll probably at least get a title opportunity. If not maybe sooner on an episode of NXT. But yes, the Velveteen Dream is definitely, on his way to be a huge star if he's not already. Backstage, she wished we give Zelina Vega's giving almost a pep talk while he admires his gold frame mirror and title belt. So just prepping him up for his match tonight. And then we have this big announcement from William Regal backstage. Regal informs us that the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic will return in 2 weeks. The winner of this year's tour will not only win the cup named after the Godfather of NXT, but they'll get a tag title shot at NXT TakeOver New Orleans. I actually overlooked that part. I didn't realize that until I read that now. So Ronaldo teases Authors of Pain, TM61, The Street Profits, and Heavy Machinery as entrants and possible winners. And I feel like a fool now because I included Undisputed Era in my poll, but they can't be in it because they're not going to, get a shot. But so I did include a poll on Twitter as to who do you think will win the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. My choices were TM61, Undisputed Era, AOP, or a write-in. Now, Undisputed Era should be on the list. I forgot the part that they said that he's going that the winner is going to get a shot for the tag titles at TakeOver New Orleans. But so Undisputed Era is definitely out of it, even though I had somebody vote for it. So my 5 votes were I had someone vote for TM61, someone vote for Undisputed Era. Everybody else voted for other. And we had 2 people that mentioned their write-ins. One person said a War Machine, which I didn't think of them. I'm like, okay, I'd be okay with that. War Machine winning. But if it's going to be for a tag title match, I don't think not yet for War Machine. I don't think they're going to. They're ready right away to get a tag title shot, so maybe not War Machine, but that is still a good pick. I wouldn't mind them winning the rest of those Tag Classic. And somebody else said the Street Profits. I wouldn't mind that. I personally don't think it's going to be TM61. With just the comeback story we have right now, and heck, think of it this way: TM61 and AOP were were in the finals of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic last time. And that's when right before TM61 went with injury. What if they have another match against AOP and redeem themselves and win? Because I predicted them to go on to face the Undisputed Era at TakeOver New Orleans for the tag titles. I don't think they would win though at TakeOver New Orleans. I think maybe you had them win at TakeOver Chicago because I really think with how high the bar has been set for the Undisputed Era, they need to have a long title reign. I'd say at least until TakeOver Brooklyn 4. I mean, maybe TakeOver Chicago 2 could be a possibility as well, but I'd say at least they'll TakeOver Brooklyn 4. Undisputed Era need to have a nice, long tag title run to keep the standards high for them as they've been set already. So I'm still going to pick I lost my train of thought. So that's what I think should happen. So TM61 win the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. Let's see here. Robbie says, but it would be awesome to see Aleister win the title, then rekindle his feud with Dream going into Brooklyn 4. Sure, I like that. Major continuity with an even bigger payoff, Dream conquering Aleister and winning the NXT Championship. Yes. Again, guys, hashtag please sign Robbie. Mike, I want cups, spoons, forks. I want my face on the marquee. I want WWE Films to immediately start producing on Robbie One Kenobi, the movie. It'll be called 12 Rounds, the final round. Only it will be more exciting, more thrilling, and a much better movie overall. Robbie, when are you coming out with that parody of that podcast of the CM Punk podcast you're going to make? Again, I really cannot wait to hear the final product of what this is going to be. But remember, guys, you gotta make them look really strong. And who's going to look really strong in Robbie's podcast? Well, you'll find out when it comes out sooner than later, hopefully. But I cannot wait to see it. I'm more excited to see that than SmackDown, of course. But anything's more exciting than SmackDown at this point as well. So, Robbie, as always, thanks for the humor. Let's continue on here, though. We had a women's match. It was Nikki Cross taking on Vanessa Bourne. It's been a while since we've seen Vanessa Bourne. These two put on a pretty good match. Just Nikki Cross continuing to bring, the craziness out of her and just go nuts on Vanessa Bourne. Vanessa Bourne got some good offense on her as well, but Nikki Cross got the upper hand on her. She beat her with the Purge, the swinging fisherman's neck breaker. That's been her finisher. So she picks up a victory. And then we had not parody, a video package shown from last week's segment of Aleister Black saying he's going to go after the NXT Championship, but then Killian Dane comes in and pretty much says you're going to have to get through me first to do so. And Aleister Black is saying, you crossed the line, so Killian Dane, you're going to have to fade to black pretty much. So they didn't announce that we're going to be in a match anytime soon, but I'm pretty sure sometime soon we will be getting a #1 contenders match between Killian Dane and Aleister Black, and then we'll probably face Almas at TakeOver New Orleans for the NXT Championship. We have Gargano and Candice LeRae pacing backstage and just trying to remain calm as he gets ready for this big career versus title match. And then we have a tweet from Shane Thorne showing that they're saying that Dusty, they vowed that the Mighty will win the tournament this time as well. So, again, they're heavy favorites going in there. We also had a recap of last week's title match between Shayna Baszler and Ember Moon with the return of Kairi Sane. And because of that, next week we're going to get Shayna Baszler taking on Kairi Sane. And then we have Mike Rome introducing Johnny Gargano and Andrade Cien Almas as we get ready now for our main event. Before I get to that, Robbie asks, you think we will get Zelina Vega versus Candice LeRae at TakeOver New Orleans? I think it needs to happen. Go for it. They've been beating down each other ever since TakeOver Philly. I think it needs to happen. Zelina Vega is obviously ready to be a wrestler. And what other way for Candice LeRae to get her first match than against a woman who's done nothing but bullied her husband? I'd say it needs to happen. Please let it happen at TakeOver New Orleans. And also put the Zelina Vega ice cream bars on sale there as well. But we had our main event. It was Andrade Cien Almas versus Johnny Gargano, the fourth time they fought. And this was a career versus title match. Johnny Gargano loses. He is gone from NXT for good. He accepted the challenge from Zelina Vega. Just anything they can do to get rid of Johnny Gargano. The match, here's the thing. The match was good. But I think I definitely set my standards a little too high because of how good of a match they had at TakeOver Philly. This match was still good. Don't get me wrong. It was definitely, I'd say, out of the four matches, the second or third best match I'd say they have. I'm not sure. I'd say there. It definitely was not as good as TakeOver Philly. I did expect this to be a little bit longer. It was still good, but I feel for a career versus title match, there was some drama in it, but wasn't as much as I had hoped for. But was it still a strong match? Absolutely. No doubt about it. I enjoyed it. But I think I expected a little more, chaos in the match. We had some, but it all felt like it happened quick and rushed. Like at the beginning, Almas outside the ring of Zelina Vega stepped right in front of Almas before Gargano was able to do a tope-face suicida. But then instead, we had Candice LeRae, who came in at Johnny Gargano's side. She did this tope-face suicida on Zelina Vega, beat her down, so that got rid of her. But that was quick before you know it, Zelina Vega's out of the picture. And so it's Candice LeRae beating each other down backstage. So the match continues on. Again, it was still going good. Johnny was fighting with all of his might. And then Johnny hits the slingshot DDT on him. It looked like Johnny was going to get the win, but almost kicked out of it. And then later in the match, we had one of them accidentally knocked down the referee, but Gargano was able to put Almas in the Gargano escape finisher, about to get him to tap out. I'm like, oh, he's probably going to tease a tap out, but the referee won't see it. Well, Almas didn't tap out, but then all of a sudden behind, look who's coming. The Black Heart. The psychopath himself, Tommaso Ciampa, Gargano's former best friend, gets in the ring and just like at the end of TakeOver Philly, takes a nice swing of that crutch and nails Gargano right in the back to put him in pain. And based off that distraction, Almas is able to break free of the Gargano escape, hit Gargano with a hammerlock DDT. The referee had just revived himself. He got back 1, 2, 3. Just like that, Gargano's career in NXT is over. Or is it? After the match, we had Zelina Vega come back down. They're celebrating, wiping their hands like clean sweep. But that does that. We're done here. And Gargano is just in the ring stunned. He gets to his feet. Candice LeRae makes her way back out, and the crowd's chanting, "Thank you, Johnny." And it's announced that Gargano must leave NXT due to the stipulation. The arena starts chanting no, but unfortunately, as was to. So Johnny gets up. Him and Candice walk up onto the main stage. They wave to the fans as they head out. But unfortunately, we hear some boos. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? And with a nice black background shot, Tommaso Ciampa holding that crutch with, again, another psychopathic look on his face going. And that's how we went off the air. Tommaso Ciampa costs Johnny Gargano his career. Let's see here. Still shocked at how the match ended. What an asshole Ciampa is. He definitely has that heel heat. Oh, definitely, yes. C-Road Dog wins and losses do matter. Like Mara says it best. Tope suicida. Yes, definitely. What's up, Queens? Good to have you. So, yeah, again, I liked the match. It was still a good match. I felt that there could have been just a little bit more drama put into it. Because, like, the spots we had, Vega taking out, LeRae taking out Vega. Tommaso, the part with Tommaso coming and hitting him with the crutch. I know it was just a hit with the crutch, and that was it. Maybe Ciampa isn't completely cleared yet. He's probably almost there, but maybe they're still being cautious with him. So there's only so much that Ciampa can do. I felt like, what if they would have had Gargano literally, kick out of the hammerlock DDT after the crutch shot? Because I just feel like, they had to, take it to another level or something like that. Just to, have, the drama of Gargano losing even more heartbreaking than it was. But, yeah, we're going this route. Johnny Gargano right now does not have a job in the WWE. Now, I have seen some people posting on Twitter. They think this means Johnny's going to come up to the main roster. Personally, I'm 99% sure Johnny's not going up to the main roster yet. He will not go to the main roster, I feel, until after he has a match with Tommaso Ciampa. The question I have now, though, is when? Because you think about this. Yes, they could obviously have it at TakeOver New Orleans, which I'd be cool with. But think about it. After that, the next TakeOver is in Chicago, the same place where Tommaso Ciampa turned on Johnny Gargano. What if Tommaso Ciampa has some type of match or something at TakeOver New Orleans against somebody else, and Johnny Gargano comes out of the crowd and costs Ciampa his match? And let's say, what if Ciampa and Gargano have a ladder match, the same ladder match they had in their last match together as a team at TakeOver Chicago last year, and let's say it's for a contract for a new contract for Johnny Gargano in NXT or something like that. I just feel like you could have another match there, but I feel like there would be something more to the story if we wait till TakeOver Chicago. But I don't want to wait till TakeOver Chicago. I want to see them go at TakeOver New Orleans. But another disclaimer here: when that match happens, with how the story is going, it needs to be the main event. I just do not think anything is going to top off Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa. They put on a classic in the Cruiserweight Classic when they were still a team together. Now that they have, Tommaso is a well-established heel and has the heat that he needs for sure. You just literally got rid of probably the hottest baby faces, or one of them at least, in NXT. I'm pretty darn sure you got the heel heat you need. This match, no matter when it takes place, what stipulation it is, needs to be the main event of that TakeOver. End of story. This is what I believe. Let's see here. Robbie says, ooh, I like that booking, Mike. Gargano versus Ciampa, ladder war. Yes. So, again, you can do a match at TakeOver New Orleans. I will not be opposed to it. But my thing is I feel like they do have to have, at least, even if they don't want to do TakeOver New Orleans, but they have to have some time at TakeOver Chicago, because that is where the turn happened. And what better place to get the revenge than in Chicago, the place where he did the turn? And what if, Johnny, literally, beats down on Ciampa, the same spot on the stage where he did? It's a lot. I mean, I like this because, it's so uncertain. Where do we go from here? Like, I can't wait to see what happens next. Like, what's Ciampa's next move? How is Gargano going to work his way back into getting a job? Again, I'm 99% sure he is not gonna go to the main roster yet. I'm pretty sure. He may be by the end of the year. Maybe him and Ciampa. I don't know. But I don't think this means Johnny's going to marry. I know some people are worried that's going to happen, but I would like to see Johnny have run for the NXT Championship. But at this point, the story with him and Ciampa is way too good. And, they had the bar set up on Johnny because, he had a clean finish to the match with Andrade at TakeOver Philly. So, it doesn't have to doubt. I mean, maybe when Johnny comes back, maybe first before he gets to Ciampa, he has to prove he can beat Almas first. And even if it's a non-title match, because most likely Andrade won't be a champion after TakeOver New Orleans, and he beats. Let's say that's Almas's final match in NXT. Is him and Gargano one more time just for Gargano to prove that he can beat Almas, and then we go to TakeOver Chicago for him and for Ciampa and Gargano. Again, that is if you leave the match for TakeOver Chicago instead of TakeOver New Orleans. But we'll see what happens, guys. It's cooking up pretty good down in NXT. Anything else in the live chat? Robbie says, see, you're a genius, Mike. That's why I like you. I love that you use that line a lot, Robbie. Loving it. But yeah, guys, that should be it. Yeah, I think that is it for this week's live review of NXT. I want to thank Robbie, Queens, and Hassan for joining me in the live chat. So if I can give this week's grade, well, again, everything I thought was pretty much the best it could be, but I'll give it an A- only because I think that I expected a little bit more from the match we got, but the storytelling was in this show was spot on. So I will give this show an A-, just a hair off from a solid A, in my opinion. So an A- for this week's episode of NXT. What grade would you guys give for this week's episode of NXT? Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. And as always, be sure to click my like and subscribe or content on this channel. Follow me on Twitter at TheManAirBonnie3. Immediately following this live stream, I'll be exporting episode 25 of the Road to WrestleMania series, and I'll get that uploaded later on tonight. Tomorrow, I'll be doing top 10 topics for the Elimination Chamber and for the month of February. And I will also do a live stream tomorrow, just leaving my thoughts on the dual brand pay-per-views and the brand exclusive pay-per-views being dropped. So that'll be sometime tomorrow night, and then Sunday I'll be live for Elimination Chamber, and also just again to give a shout out to my friend Daniel Gaiza, as he will be having two live reactions. That they also, as we will be following Elimination Chamber. Will we do live reactions for the women's and men's Elimination Chamber matches? So, guys, that's just more content. Stay tuned to come to this channel. Let me see here. Robbie says, "Hey, Mike, should we be gentlemen or should we apologize?" If it's to the Road Dogg, Robbie, nope. Or as Goldust would go, "Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn." All right, guys, but that is it. I'm checking out, guys. Again, expect the upload for Road to WrestleMania episode 25 within the next couple hours, and then expect top 10 topics tomorrow and a live stream on the brand exclusive pay-per-views being dropped. So, guys, thank you again for tuning in live. This is a good episode of NXT, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow. So until then, guys, have a great night. Peace.